Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in mid-March 2020. Hello, Cancer. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, if you are a returning viewer to my channel, you will see things are a little different around here. And if you're a first-time viewer, well, this is all going to be a little pointless to you. But I'm back. For those who know me, I went on a little bit of a hiatus here on the channel. That last Mercury retrograde really did a number on me, but, so I had to unplug, didn't do anything for the channel, only had personals going in terms of tarot. And so, yeah, I just had to sort of unplug from the world and had a nice little leveling up, spiritually speaking. But yeah, I've returned now. So for those who are familiar, you see 6 cards in front of you, even though I did say this was a mid-month reading. It is, but it's in the style of the overall month reading because I totally just would not have the time to do March, mid-March, and then turn around and do April, as well as keep on top of personals, as well as doing lives for Aries and then doing Aries birthday message. I just don't have enough time. So we're condensing things today. So that's why I have 6 cards today instead of 4. So yeah, that kind of just explains that. New camera setup here, so I think it's going pretty good, but please, bear with me if I'm like holding the cards like off frame because I'm still getting used to like the actual distance I am from the camera. It's way different than it was before. Let's just say that. Anything else? No, that's pretty much it. So let's get into it, Cancer. Let's get into it. I've shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead to when the reading begins. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. And a new addition to the opening spiel, my friends, your girl has joined Instagram as EmpathicFire Tarot. So if you want to jump on over to Instagram, I'm going to put that right about here-ish on the screen. So you will be able to follow me. Just go over there. Again, EmpathicFire Tarot. I pull a daily oracle card, give a little bit of an intuitive interpretation of what I'm feeling. It's a lot of fun so far. So if you want to, get on top of that, just go ahead and drop me a follow over there on Instagram, okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's see Cancer's outcome for mid-March 2020. Mid-March 2020 outcome for Cancer. Please show me. Ay. Okay, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. All right. And I didn't mention it at the start, and I get the sense that people are like being told not to say anything about what's going on globally, but I do want to acknowledge if you're being affected by, the COVID-19 coronavirus situation, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are secure. If you have family or friends that are affected, they have my condolences and my empathy. It's kind of a crazy world out here right now. I live in a place where schools are closed, many businesses are closed if they're not essential, grocery stores, pharmacies, things like that. Luckily, I'm someone who can work from home, so I'm doing that. But if you are out of work at this time, again, you have my condolences and my empathy because, it's better to be preventative than reactionary, in my opinion. But I understand living through it is a whole different story. So if you're going through something involving this some type of quarantine, or again, if someone is affected or you're affected directly with the virus, I Godspeed to you. Okay, so I just wanted to acknowledge that because it would be kind of weird not to. So Cancer, let's go ahead and proceed with your reading. Let's go ahead and flip what came face down so we get the full picture of what's going on. And, no offense by using this deck, but I let my guides for the mids choose the decks. I choose the monthly, they choose the mids, and this is what they decided to choose. So if you're sensitive to apocalyptic themes, I apologize. But this is what we're working with, okay? So let's see what's going on. Please show me where Cancer is in mid-March 2020. Mid-March 2020, where is Cancer? Please show me. Okay. We got it. We got it. All right, my friends, coming into mid-March, you come in with the energy of the Three of Cups. All right. Star-crossed lovers, it looks like, which, there's a lot of that in this deck, this zombie tarot deck. But, I would be really hard-pressed to say this isn't about something to do with love and romance, or at least an affectionate relationship between you and another person. I mean, this is depicting a marriage scene, right? So many of you, this will talk about marriage, but just to broaden it a bit, because, we love our friends and family, right? So it can extend to people that you're not actually in a marital situation with, or someone that you're not romantically linked with. But to put it right on its nose, Cancer, very focal to you right now is the aspect of a very intimate relationship. And the fact that it's the Three of Cups, but it's depicting two people. This is the only reason I'm mentioning this, because if you're familiar with my channel, I don't usually jump on third-party situation, but I'm feeling this because even though the card is designated for 3, or it's talking about 3, we're only focused on 2. So I get the sense that in some of your cases, it was strong. There is strongly, or was strongly, a third-party situation, especially if this is pertaining to, not especially, but it's open to those who are in a marriage or even just dating. And is her face cracked? Oh, it's just the veins or whatever. Okay. But still, I get the sense, Cancer, you're looking at this relationship, whether you're one of the primary two or whether you're the person on the outside. You could be the third party, take your pick. You know your story better than I do. And just to, again, clarify, third-party situations, when I use it, it doesn't necessarily mean cheating, but I'm got to be honest, this time around, that is coming through really hardcore for many of you. This is about some type of extramarital, two-timing type of situation, affair, cheating, like it's just coming through. But for those where it's not, it's, the interference, it's still interference of another person. So it could be friends, it could be family, it could be, your best friend, it could be someone who, like a nosy neighbor, whatever it is. But you are really looking at this primary connection between the two people that are committed, whether you're a part of that commitment or not. And there's a lot of sourness around this. Tons of sourness, Cancer, around that particular couple, whether you're inside of the partnership or on the outside. Okay, you know where you are in the storyline. If it resonates, by the way, it's still a general reading. It might not resonate at all. The Three of Cups is usually so celebratory. If you're familiar with the Rider-Waite deck or more traditional depictions, you see people hoisting up glasses. They're celebrating, they're drinking, they have something to be happy about. And even here, with the wedding scene, these two have something to be happy about, even though they're star-crossed lovers. One's a human, one's dead. I get the sense that this moment has long since washed away. It's been ruined. It's been trampled. It's been destroyed. Any happiness in the situation is gone. And, again, on the nose, with these two figures being different, it might come down to some type of differences between you. Differences that can no longer be ignored. Differences that have come up over the years or developed over time in your relationship. This is sad, because the sourness, Cancer, I don't know you personally, obviously, but I get the sense that you're sad, you're angry, you're in disbelief, you're frustrated, you're offended, you're disappointed, you're ashamed if you're the perpetrator of the third party, or whatever it is. There's just a bunch of emotions in here that all equal, this is tough. This is agonizing. This is very painful to deal with in terms of the emotions, in terms of the technicalities. If you're married, you might have children. If you're married, you might own property together. You might have a business together. If it's not a marriage, this could be business partnerships that have gone sour. This could be you and your college roommate, when you guys first, started the company over 20 years ago, or, the first time you guys opened up your first store. And, it was such a happy time back then. The moment now is not happy. The moment now is very, it's riddled with all kinds of upset feelings on your part, their part, everybody's part. There is like no happy camper here. I'm going to tell you that. No happy camper. Okay. Oh man, this is all about a loss. This is done. And again, I don't, not again, but for the first time, I have to also note, I don't think I'm telling anybody here anything earth-shattering. Maybe we'll get some insights that you're looking for, but I don't think this is a secret. If it is a secret, cat is coming right out of the bag then, okay? If you had a sneaking suspicion, I mean, don't go crazy or anything, but, keep after your hunches, because I can just tell totality, the energy that's coming off of this board. Something is ending, something has been fouled up, something has been messed with. What once was a copacetic, very unified connection is now in disarray. Okay? So what happens, or what else is going on, or why do I know this? How do I know this? I feel as though there's a standoff. Or rather, things became too difficult to bear, right? For two people. First person is the king. First person is the Queen of Cups. Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be you. It doesn't have to be. But the first person here, they feel like a normally happy person. They feel like a normally contented person. Not a person that wants for much, simple tastes, not like cheap or anything like that. Not like, no taste, but just like simple taste, simple pleasures in life. Someone who is a confidant. I get the sense, male or female, just because there's a queen there, and I might say she, doesn't mean it's only females. You could be a male and this could be you. But I get the sense that this is someone who is sensitive, and that's one of their greatest strengths, is that they're sensitive, is that they're able to relate to other people. Could be a counselor or a teacher or someone in the capacity who helps others, like a nurse, maybe something like that. And like that's sort of part and parcel of their quote unquote their business, quote unquote their business. I get a sense that this person thrives off of helping others. They open, okay, there we go. They open their heart up quite easily. And that is a bold move. That's a brave move in my book. But it's also a move that, makes it easier for other people to hurt you. Or it makes it easier for your heart to run away with you. You know what I mean? So as much as this person is a people person, and they're very helpful, and they're very reliable in terms of, if you ever needed something, if you ever needed a favor, this is the person you call. But like I said, that heart run away with, this person is susceptible to their emotions. So there could be emotional instability in this person in some form or fashion. There could be a tendency for this person to get bored easily, to become dissatisfied easily based off of their emotions. So if I'm honest, Cancer, again, it doesn't have to be you, it could be, but it feels like this person almost makes excuses based off of how they feel. I feel this way, therefore I do that. I feel this way, therefore I'm allowed to do this. And it's just like, that's not always the case. Anything in life requires proper balance, proper perspective, right? So this person, that strength and that beauty of their emotional side and being connected to it is also the thing that they use to try and wiggle out of things, try and wiggle out of responsibilities, or wiggle out of tight spaces where, oh, you're like, you're like, I don't want to, point fingers or anything, but it feels like somebody who they take on a lot, but then at a moment's notice, it all becomes too much, and then they let it all fall to pieces. You see what I mean? So it's like one of these people who overcrowds themselves, or rather overloads their schedule, right? Lots of volunteerism, lots of projects going on, got to meet people for lunch and dinners and all that kind of stuff. And then something goes wrong in another aspect of their life, and then everything gets put on the shelf. Everything gets tossed to the ground, and they have to go, stew or wallow in something, or they need recovery time, even though they're the person that overloaded their schedule. Nobody else told you to take these meetings. Nobody else told you you had to like bake 1,000 cookies for your son's baseball team. Like, nobody told you to do all that stuff. But this person is is the type to just give and give and give. And then they give too much, and then they take it all away. You see what I mean? So that's person one. Person two in the situation, I'm feeling it's most likely the two partners that are close, the married couple, the dating couple, the business partners, the friends, the sisters, the brothers, whatever it is. So the second person, King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, man. I mean, he looks older, right? He does look older, but I get the sense that this person has a little bit of an age on the Queen of Swords. Doesn't have to be, but I just get that sense that this person comes with that edge. I'm older and wiser, therefore listen to me. Sometimes, maybe not all the time, but that could be part of this person's, whole bag, their whole approach. But bigger than that, and they don't have to be an air sign, they don't have to be a male, please keep an open mind to gender and astrological signs, okay? I feel that this person is fed up. I feel that this person, in the very opposite way of what I was saying about the Queen of Cups, how the Queen of Cups is like so emotional and they rely on that, and that is a strength. This person is logical and they rely on their logic, and that is a strength. But when you rely on your strengths too much, or you point to them as being your strengths too readily, they become your weaknesses. So this person, talks well, articulate, right? Very smart, very logical, even head on their shoulders, very, very clear-minded about things, almost to the point where they become robotic, okay? You can insert any dystopian future about robots and AI that take over the world, or they gain sentience and they solve the Earth's problems by like eradicating humans. It is the most logical thing to do to save the biosphere of the Earth. It is to eradicate the humans. The humans are, it's like that whole thing. This person is removed in much of what I'm feeling, removed of their emotions. Whether that's an all the time thing, that's not really clear. But when it suits them, they now have logic on their side, and they use rationality to argue a point, which, doesn't mix with someone who uses emotions to argue a point. So there's two people who, like I said, with that Three of Cups, over time have become opposites. Maybe they were always opposites, who knows? But at this moment, or in this recent time frame, right, whenever this may play out for you, it could have already happened, could be happening now, could be, a few weeks or months down the pipe. But these two people are now approaching the common situation from two different points of view. And this person is, if I'm honest, they're a little more irate, or maybe they're irate in a different way. Maybe they're more vocal. Maybe that's what I'm sensing. Because I think that this person, the Queen of Cups, is still irate or is still volatile in some type of way, but it's emotional. It might be kept internal and then it explodes after like a long time of silence, right? This person, they might be talking and expressing and communicating their displeasure the entire time. Oh, gosh. I don't know what you're meant to do with this, because I feel as though this is like too far gone to even get to a point of commonality or trying to get things back on track. I get the sense that the King of Swords here, whoever it may be, could be you, Cancer, could be someone you're dealing with, or whatever, whoever it is. I just get the sense that this person is like through the roof, consistently through the roof, and they might not be yelling and screaming and barking like a madman or a madwoman, but they're not compromising. Let's say that this person is not in the mood to compromise. This person is in the mood to get on with it. They keep saying, get on with it, get on with it, get on with it. So whatever it is, they're ready to do it, okay? If it is in terms of a marriage, if it is divorcing, boom, they want it right now. If it is separation, they want it. If it is, selling their portion of the business, they want to do it. If it is waiting for you to give them your portion of the business, whatever. Impatient, intolerable, this person is. I think tonally you might get the sense that this is the person who was cheated on. Doesn't have to be. For those where that third party situation is happening, it doesn't have to be this person. This person might be so hurt that their reaction is to sever ties immediately because the Queen of Cups stepped out. Or the reverse could be possible. This could be the person, who is cheating, and they're just like, well, you caught me, jig is up, so we might as well wrap this whole, dog and pony show up. There's no point in staying here. There's no point in, and sometimes it's like that. And, I'm not here to call anybody out, and I don't know who this is, but some people cheat in order to get out of a marriage, to show a person that they don't love them or they don't care about them, they're not attracted to them, or, in some cases, just to purely hurt another person. I'm going to go out and have sex with someone else, or I'm going to go out and start a relationship with someone else, and I don't care. So there is a possibility that someone in this King of Swords energy, just like one single person, maybe two, maybe, but there is this sense that someone may have purposely started in on the third party situation to send a message, right? And I'm not laughing at the idea of the third party situation. What I'm laughing at is what I'm about to tell you that my guides put into my head. A warning shot. You see this guy armed to the teeth with all these rifles, right? This guy, you're lucky if you get a warning shot off of somebody like this. So in a different, well, I guess in a deeper way of interpreting what I'm feeling, this person might have impulse control issues. This person might have been a chronic cheater, just always randomly hooking up with someone, always randomly having a one-night stand behind somebody else's back, whatever it is. It could go either way. They could be the cheater or the cheatee. You know your side, you know where you are in the story. But these two people, it's done. It's donezo. I don't see anything here that says reconciliation. No way. Not to say that's what you wanted, not to say that's what you want to hear, but I'm just going to let you know. And if you know anything about tarot, if you see what's already out here, you kind of already know it yourself. So we had a union, Three of Cups, at some point that was beautiful, that was copacetic, that was really working well for everybody involved. But over time, it has devolved. Over time, it has become something else. Over time, thank you, Nine of Wands. Look at all this bullshit. Okay, Nine of Wands. This is not normally what the Nine of Wands looks like, by the way. Normally you see one person holding or standing up against a bunch of wands. It's the Wounded Warrior card in the Rider-Waite deck. So it's somebody with a bandage on their head and they look exhausted. And I mean, maybe the woman who's getting her arm bitten down there, maybe she's exhausted. Who knows? But look how busy this is. Look how many characters are here. So again, for those where there was like a chronic, habitual cheater in this scenario, this is what happened. A lot of people got into the mix. Okay. But beyond that, this is exhaustion. This is being pushed to the brink and having nowhere else to turn. Like they're showing me somebody, and this is more in line with the imagery of the Seven of Wands, but this is what they're showing me to interpret to you. You know how in like movies where somebody's like up on a cliff or up on the top of a building, and whoever their adversary, their enemy is, they come closer, threatening them, and they back up towards the edge, And like, then, you see the foot dangling off the edge and like a rock falls into the cavern below, blah, 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 blah. Like that dramatic sense of being pushed to the edge where you might actually fall off and die, right? That's what they're telling me here. That I get the sense that someone was trying their best to stick on in there and make the best of a situation, but it was never enough. It was never, ever going to be enough. It was never going to be a situation that you could have gotten out of. So that's the difference between, the movie scenes, where typically in the movie scenes, we see the hero do something crazy to avoid their plunging into the cavern below, right? But still, there's this feeling here of being pushed to the limits. For a second, that sounded really loud. Hopefully that's not too loud. Oh my God. I apologize. I just now noticed. But I don't think I changed the volume on that. Anyway. Yeah, but there, pardon me. Hold on. All right, Cancer, I apologize about that. I just wanted to double check the volume on that because, a girl cares about her audio quality a little bit. Anyway, so I feel either one party or both tried their best to make this thing work, and it just kept coming back to the same issues of either someone is cheating on the other person, or I can't trust you in this relationship, the way that you behave is not conducive to a good business partnership, or the way you treat me as a sibling, as a child, or as a parent, whatever it is. And there was just like always friction, or always a point that things became tense and things became argumentative, and you wouldn't say the right things, they wouldn't say the right things. You try to make it up to them and they don't appreciate it, and vice versa. And it was just like the same shit, different day, and what's that cliched quote? You do the same thing and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity, right? And so maybe some of you have felt the way. Am I crazy to keep myself in this situation? Maybe for a time you were. I don't mean that. I don't mean that literally, of course, but I mean it, quite, figure of speech. When you're in love with someone, or you care about someone, and you want to make something work for the sake of the pair of you, or if you have a dream together, I do get the sense that some of you were in partnership with a person, or you were trying to make a friendship work. You've been friends since high school, but as we all grow up, we all take different paths in life, and maybe you went one way and your friend went another way, and maybe they went the way of like, it's not here on the board. This is just an example that I'm going to arbitrarily pick. Maybe they went the way of, hard drugs, hard party lifestyle, and you became, settled down with a family of your own. And so this person may show up in your life every once in a while, say, hey, it's me, I'm back in town, let's get together. And you indulge them, perhaps, right? And you show up to dinner and they're like ordering shots, they're ordering drink after drink, they're, all this stuff, and like you got to pay the tab. And it's just like, no, this is not an equitable relationship. You come to town, you use me, you expect me to stay out all hours of the day. It's a fucking Tuesday. I have work tomorrow. I've got kids to get up and get ready for school. You know what I mean? And this person's just like, oh man, you've changed so much. Yeah, I'm like 45. I'm an adult. You're still behaving like you were in college or high school. You know what I mean? So it's like you keep coming back to the same point of argument with the person who you do care about. And that, for a Cancer, is like the Achilles heel. If you don't care about a person, you're easily like, okay, I'm going back in my little crab shell and I don't need you in my life. But if someone gets close to you and you become very much connected with someone, right? No matter what type of relationship it is often hard for a Cancer to walk away. You're very sympathetic. Often, water signs also are empathetic. Take your pick of how intense you align with that message. But, there's no way this could work if you both are so different, is what they're making me say here. And you know this. You both know it. Look at that. Over here in the corner, between the two figures, look at the difference. Maybe not look at the difference. Well, maybe. Okay. So look here. between the pair of you. King of Swords here, Queen of Swords, or excuse me, Queen of Cups here. You got that Three of Cups, which is, again, when I'm saying between, you both have access to it. You both can touch both of these cards, right? So you both acknowledge things were good back then. We used to have a good thing going. We used to be, each other's best friends. We used to be, partners in crime. We used to be, making love every day, whatever it is, right? And now what's between you? This high priestess energy of knowing it's over, of knowing that you're different, of knowing that your paths are separating. High priestess. Secondary major arcana for you, Cancer. Sometimes associated with Pisces, but this card is associated with the moon. You're ruled by the moon. I just don't usually go with Pisces, but if you're a reader and you want to say that, go for it. But yeah, your secondary energy here. So definitely this is aligned with you at least. And this is the recognition of when things need to change course and understanding that there's a greater purpose for the course change, for the rerouting, which has come up as a theme thus far for all of the mid-March messages. It's been a theme in the personals I've been doing. It's a theme. And if you haven't caught on to Saturn's, I'm not even an astrologer, but Saturn's doing its thing. The retrograde was doing its thing. And if you think about it, I'm just going to say it, but if you think about it, Corona is doing its thing, where people are having to reroute and reconsider and restructure what they have known as normal. It's not normal for me to be in the house. I've been in this house for 6 days in a row. I'm sure some of you have been in your homes longer than that. That's not normal for most people, right? But we're doing it. So intuitively with the high priestess associated with the moon, right? And high priestess in general, she doesn't own, but she's the possessor of the Akashic records. She's a gatekeeper to other dimensions and other portals and other kind of stuff like that. So there is this knowing that the route needs to change. The structure that that you are familiar with has to change, will change, is changing. Get with it, And the thing about the high priestess is, big upheavals don't faze her. Number one, she's a galactic celestial being. She's not a human, so she doesn't give a shit about any of it. But more to the point, subjective feelings of, oh no, this isn't fair. Oh no, this makes me anxious. Oh no, I'm afraid of change. Or, oh no, I wish it could be different. The high priestess comes and tells you it doesn't matter. No offense. It doesn't matter what you feel, because this is what's in the book. This is what's on your path. This is a part of your destiny. And most of the time, especially when we're talking in applications of tarot, right? The change is good. Even if it fucking hurts. Even if it's difficult. Even if you end up losing something in the moment now, in your present moment now, you will gain something much better further down the line. And that is the pill that's hard to swallow for most people. And that's just, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life, Cancer, or whoever this is applying to, however this is resonating. I'm not here to force anybody's hand or their belief in doing anything, but that has been a lesson for me in my life personally, and I find it each time the universe keeps testing me, and it is testing me, let me tell you, it gets easier every time. Oh, that's not the way? Oh, that's all the hopes and aspirations I had aligned with that particular path I'm being blocked from, and now I have to reroute myself. I'm kicking the dirt because I don't like the inconvenience, but ultimately I'm like, all right, that's cool, because I still feel and I still know that what I want will come to me later. Yeah. So, and that's hard, again, in this specific reading, for those that it resonates with, when we're talking about an interconnected relationship with another human being, right? If you're married, if this is your best friend, if this is someone that you're related to, could be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, it doesn't matter. That becomes so much harder because we don't like for people to leave our lives, do we? Most of the time, especially if we love and care for the person. If you don't care about the person, if you're not in love with them anymore, it's a lot easier to disconnect. But when you do have attachment, it's so much harder. And I get it. So you have my sympathy and you have my empathy. But I'm telling you, you already know. High Priestess also can talk to a relationship you might have with your higher self, your guides, whatever you believe in, angels, passed over loved ones, whatever you believe in helps you in the spiritual world, right? Could be an animal, for God's sakes. But you already know, because that part of you, that entity has told you, whether you're conscious of it or not. You've been told. So, final part of your message, Cancer. Pardon me. Justice card. Major Arcana for Libra. So some of you could be dealing with a Libra, but you don't have to be. Well, I mean, I've already talked about it. So, again, no shocker here. No shocker here. Okay. For some of you, this is the divorce. This is the proceedings. This is the finalization. This is the paperwork. This is the filing it down in the county clerk's office, paying the fee, and, being essentially set free from whatever you were doing previously. If it's not full-on divorce, it's separation. If it's not separation, it is seeking or the eventual arrival of some type of karmic justice. Now, I don't know what you do. I don't know your life. I don't know your story. But some people stay married after a cheating scenario, right? And no shade, no tea, nothing like that. I don't know your story. I don't know your reasons. If that's you, cool. But there still is karmic justice to be paid. If this is not about actual justice here in our world, on our 3D plane, involving courts and lawyers and all that good stuff, right? This is karmic justice. Now, karmic justice is a little, to me, a little more hands-off, which makes sense, again, because this is a major arcana. Major arcanas carry a little more weight coming from the esoteric space or the metaphysical space, yeah? I think you're sitting here looking at this card and thinking about your situation, and there is this big concern on what is fair, what's fair, what's fair, what's fair. And, I don't know. Things might go in your favor. Things may not go in your favor, Cancer. I'm not sure. But especially in terms of karmic justice, even when it sucks, even when it's not exactly how you want it to be, or whatever it is, it's just like, trust. You have to trust that karmically speaking, it's correct. So, and the reason I'm drawing attention to karmic justice is I get the sense that there could be a storyline here where there was a couple, married or not, long-term dating, short-term dating, whatever. There was a unit, a defined unit, 3 of Cups again, right? Where, all right, somebody comes in, breaks that apart, or, interferes with it, and then somebody steps off, right? And now a new couple is formed. You know how that happens? Ugh, it never works out. And trust me, I know from firsthand experience, it never works out. Anyway, so the new couple formed by the interloper or the third party and one of the original members of the original couple, they become a new couple. And the person who's left behind, whether it be you, Cancer, or someone else, it doesn't matter. The person who's, quote unquote, left behind, they see that new couple go off into the distance and they're like, it's not fair. Because the new couple looks happy. Because the new couple is so in love. Because the new couple, they found each other and, oh, we're soulmates now and da-da-da-da-da. And it just like looks great. Let me tell you, and most people know this, it usually doesn't end well. That's karmic justice. Whether that happens tomorrow, whether that happens 10, 15 years from now, and that situation dissolves, that is the time frame. The timing of it is what I believe usually ruffles most people's feathers, because you're standing here in the now watching your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-wife, your ex-husband, whoever, walk off with their new partner, holding hands, kissy faces, and oh my God, we're so happy together. And it just, in the moment and for the foreseeable, you're like, fucking hell, that sucks. Let it go. It's not in your hands, Justice, High Priestess, not in your hands, not of your concern. The sooner you can unravel yourself from giving a shit, from caring and being conscious towards it, that is how your karmic justice gets to be wrapped up. Whoever's that's for, because Cancer, you're going to be on any side of that. You could be the person who was quote unquote left behind. You could be the partner from the original duo that goes off with the new partner thinking, oh my God, I have now met my soulmate. Ha, bye. Or you could be the third party who was waiting in the wings thinking, oh my God, my soulmate's coming, my soulmate's coming. And then you get them, and then your karmic justice will play out. So all three parties have their own karmic justice to live through. Don't worry about the timing and try your best to remove yourself from the feelings of it. You know, try your best. The scales on this card are not balanced, but they're pretty close. And in this moment, it might be better for you to err on the side of your brain, your mind, right? The object that's weighing in more heavily than the heart, okay? Just for now. I'm not saying ignore your feelings. I'm not saying suppress them and toss them out the window. I'm just saying don't get carried away with it, okay? Outcome. Pardon me. The Death card. Card of Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. I mean, on the nose. It's dead. This shit is dead. Some of you are embracing that, saying hallelujah, doing cartwheels around your living room, doing a happy dance in your shower. Be careful, don't slip. Others of you, that hurts you to know that it's over. It pains you. You haven't properly faced this yet. But something that I'd often say when I see the Death card is it's an aspect of life that humans struggle to embrace. And one of the things that I work on personally is embracing death, whether it be actual mortal death, which I've experienced a few times in my life with family members and whatnot. But as a bigger concept, to embrace death is to embrace change, to embrace transformation, and in some cases to embrace rebirth. Now, I'm not saying rebirth of this relationship. I really think whatever this is dead. It is done. If it comes back, it's beyond the scope of what's come out in these cards, okay? But the rebirth, I feel, is more towards the individuals involved, not just you, not just your partner or ex-partner or whatever, and not just the third part, everybody involved. Because remember, the Nine of Wands over here, there's a lot of people here, and not all of them were, the person that, the people that your partner was cheating with. This could have been children, if you had a whole family, the white picket fence and the dog and, the cat, Mr. Whiskers, who doesn't get to go on family trips because, cats can't travel apparently. Whatever your deal was. If there were children involved, younger, older, I don't care what age they are, there's a rebirth in it for them. They now have to see life differently or approach the situation differently or deal with new circumstances. Mommy has a new boyfriend. Daddy has a new boyfriend. Whatever, it's all open, right? So everybody gets to embrace death. And I use that phrase purposely because I think it probably is abrasive to many people's ears. Embrace death? That sounds odd and macabre and certainly uncomfortable. Yeah, it's going to be. I had a husband. I had a wife. Now I don't have that. My children used to live in a two-parent home. Now they split their time between me and my ex-partner. Everybody has to embrace death. Everybody has to embrace this change and transformation. If you don't, you extend your stay in the hotel of karmic justice, in my opinion. It's not easy work, number one, okay? I'm doing it DIY style in other aspects of my life. And it's hard. But I'm telling you, if you make the conscious decision to do it, and you try your best to stay focused on the goal at hand, which is to allow and welcome in change. Don't fear it. Welcome it. Embrace it. It's better. It's hard, but it's better. Your overall energy, 5 of Cups. Well, okay. Now, this is on the nose. And, that's why I want them to choose decks sometimes. This is on the nose. And this is the first time I'm mentioning this, so I don't even think it's going to apply to many people, but maybe one person out there. This whole change in your life, this separation from the partner that you used to have good times with could be because of actual death. Maybe that applies to one person. And I'm not predicting someone's dying. I think someone has already passed in like one or two of your cases, right? I mean, this deck itself is pretty dark. We did have the death card come out, right? And now we see this scene where a mother, presumably a mother and a child, are mourning at the grave of the little skeleton man at the top here, the little ghostly skeleton guy, right? So maybe some of you have lost a partner. And, you know, I apologize for my tone, but this is just how I am as a reader. I am sympathetic this entire time, but I'm also going to tell it to you straight. It doesn't help, it doesn't behoove you to not embrace death, to not embrace change and transformation, to avoid it, to want to wish it away. Nobody wishes away change. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at my guides because they popped a visual into my head. So please ignore please ignore my laughter. But the Five of Cups is in tarot. It talks about reminiscing on what you've lost and not realizing or appreciating or moving forward with what remains. You know, in this specific scene, I don't begrudge anybody visiting a gravesite or mourning the loss of a person. Absolutely. Grief has its own timeline. Nothing to do with karma. Grief is different. That's a whole different ballgame, okay? So, and you know, obviously you can grieve things other than death, other than the passing away of someone that you love and care about, right? But aside from paying your respects, I would encourage you to get out of this Five of Cups energy. But again, grief has its own timeline. Karmic justice has its own timeline. But ultimately, as an overall energy, what you see is someone who is having a hard time coping with what isn't here any longer, right? With what has gone away from their lives. You know, and that's hard. You know, we've all been there, and it takes time. It takes your own time to heal and process and move on, or you know, finally accept that things won't be the way they were before. We all do that in our different ways, right? But if you're aware, my whole philosophy is if you're aware, it makes it 10 times easier. So if you're mourning the loss of a relationship that, you know, was not about death, but just a breakup, right? Or a divorce. If you're aware that that's what's upsetting you, handle it. Be proactive, be conscious. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of self-reflection. Now, journaling works for me, might not work for you. And in this day and age, this current time that we're in right now, you know, some people, you know, I know at least two of my friends, they get a lot of their stuff out when they go running. And I'm like, God bless you, because my body and my knees can't do that, right? And I hate the idea of running. But to them, it helps, it clears their head, all that kind of stuff. Now, can we do that right now? Some of us might not be able to do that right now. But whatever way you can get a jump on the processing of all of this, Cancer, you'll be better in the long run, okay? So talk to friends, journal, exercise, baking. Another one of my friends is like, I'm just going to bake a bunch of cookies and cupcakes and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to feel better tomorrow. And then I profit because I like baked goods. But you see what I mean? So whatever your thing is, jump into it. Not as a distraction. Let it clear your mind. Let it clear your energy, or transform your energy, transmute your energy, right? Don't do it to distract or do it to suppress. Do it to push through and break through, okay? Cancer, that's your reading for mid-March. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Hit it for me. Let me know that you like my video and you like my content. That'd be cool. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to know that. Gives me affirmation as a viewer. Gives you guys, you know, a chance to maybe see other stories, maybe help each other if you're going through rough times. Feel free to share the video if you think other people would enjoy it. And subscribe, my friends. If you haven't subscribed, there is a button down there or over there or wherever it is. I don't know what you're watching this on, you know, but usually it's down below. And again, guys, if you want to join me over on Instagram, it is EmpathicFire Tarot over on Instagram, again, for the daily oracle card pulls that I do there. All right, Cancer, I'll be back soon with your April reading and then your mid-Aprils and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you when I do those. I might have new content eventually, but I got to see how my schedule's going because right now it's like packed to the brim. I barely have time to eat, which I need to go do right now. So anyway, I hope to see you soon, Cancer. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.